Hello viewers, and welcome to DScapades, a show where we talk exclusively about some wacky, crazy DS games that, to be honest, I didn't even know existed. On today's episode, we will be exploring the Japanese DS library. Well, not really the whole library, just one game with a really bizarre cover. It's up next on this episode of DScapades. Man, my DS collection is getting huge. I'm at over 750 complete games. I have games from all over the world. I have North American exclusives, Australian exclusives, games from Mexico and Canada, games from the UK, and thanks to my friend Nina from Norway, these really cool Norwegian exclusives. I feel like there's one big region that I haven't gotten into, and that would be Japan. You know, I've never been to Japan, and I can't speak or read the Japanese language, but you know what? Ignorance hasn't stopped me before. I'm gonna head over to playasia.com and order some Japanese DS games. I won't be able to read the text in the games, so I might as well just order 10 random Japanese DS games and see what all the fuss is about. Alright, my DS game should be arriving any day now. Oh, there they are. Alright, let's see what games I got. Donkey Kong Jungle Climber. This is a fun one. A puzzle platformer in the style of Donkey Kong Country. Look how much fun Diddy Kong is having. Banana fresh taste. Here's Starfy 4, the fourth game in the Starfy series, and the first one released on Nintendo DS. It's an aquatic platforming game starring everyone's third favorite starfish, Starfy. This one was only released in Japan in 2006, but 3 years later, a sequel called Legendary Starfy was released to North American audiences. Whoa, New Super Mario Bros. DS. This is the best-selling DS game in the library. As of 2016, selling over 30 million copies worldwide. A yellow DS case? This is blowing my mind right now. In the US, New Super Mario Bros. Games got unique red cases, but yellow? Japan, you've really outdone yourself this time. Alright, we got Pokemon Diamond and Pokemon White. Very nice. These games are immensely popular in America and in Japan. Another staple of the Nintendo DS library. Pokemon White comes in this cool slipcover box thing. That's very nice. Oh, I know this game. This is Konami's clone of Animal Crossing called Magician's Quest Mysterious Times. It plays a lot like Animal Crossing. You even get to decorate your dorm room with lamps and rugs and furniture. I guess this is gonna have to hold me over until the Switch Animal Crossing comes out in spring of 2020. Dragon Quest IV, it's a remake of Dragon Warrior 4 that came out on the NES. It's a great JRPG if you haven't played it. It is one of my favorites. Next game here is Zelda Phantom Hourglass. This is a sequel to the 2002 GameCube game Wind Waker, and the 14th overall installment in the Legend of Zelda series. I gotta say, this cover art is gorgeous. I really prefer this cover art to the North American release. You know, people are always saying Japanese media is weird or bizarre. I don't see it. So far, all these games I've purchased just seem like normal DS games. Sure, they're in a different language, and the cover art's a little different, but it's nothing too crazy or unexpected. Well, I have one last Japanese game left in this box. Let's see what it is. It is 2 astronauts and a skinless man. 2 astronauts and a skinless man! This is nightmarish. What the hell is this game? Why? Who made this? What are they pointing at? What could possibly be more interesting than what is going on this Japanese DS cover? And why is the skinless man not wearing a spacesuit? I feel like he needs protection from the harsh radiation of space more than anyone. He's even on the back of the game, multiple times. There's a jeep, a submarine, a kangaroo, a shark, and a penguin. What in Xenu's holy name is going on with this game? I take back everything I said about Japanese culture. This is very weird shit, and I love it. And I have to figure out what is going on with this game. What is this? Alright, I did some research, and by research I mean I just googled Skinless Man Nintendo DS game. It turns out this game is not an Attack on Titan DS game, but it is based on a Japanese educational TV show which ran on TBS from 2009 to 2011 called Tobidase Kagaku-kun. And that skinless man isn't just any regular skinless man. He's the mascot of the show, named Mr. Science. Oh, okay, I get it. In America, we have Bill Nye the Science Guy, Neil deGrasse Tyson, and Carl Sagan's Cosmos. Cosmosta, his skin got ripped off! I sat down and watched a bit of Tobidase Kagaku-kun. It's one of those Japanese shows with way too much text graphics on the screen at once. It's quite disorienting. But yeah, it's an educational science show that teaches about physics, space, and animals, and they do some fun experiments with lots of zany antics. Mr. Science is joined by the hosts of the show, Tanaka and Shoko-chan, who seem cool. To be honest, this show looks very entertaining. It's definitely something I'd be watching if I was flipping through Japanese television channels. Although it is pretty unsettling having Skinless Mr. Science just hanging out on set. He doesn't talk. He doesn't really do much of anything. He basically is just loitering and hovering around, making everybody feel really uncomfortable. And nobody even acknowledges that he's there. They don't talk to him. It's kind of sad. Maybe he just needs a friend or something. But nothing about this show screams, make a DS game out of it. You'll notice there's an awful lot of kanji on this cover. And that's because this title is predictably absurdly long. It's roughly translated to, Fly, Mr. Science, Great Expedition of Earth. Challenge the mysterious and strange creatures. Well, the title's confusing. The show's confusing, and the cover art's confusing. So let's just play this game and see if it's any good. You know, if I didn't know any better, I would think that this game was a horror game, because this is just terrifying. I'm pretty disappointed that the actual cartridge to this game doesn't have Skinless Mr. Science just dead-eyed staring into space with his mouth open. Just like, Wah!
Bandai Namco Games.
I'm hoping this game is somewhere between Katamari and Dark Souls on the Namco Bandai spectrum.
ゲーム内で行われる危険な行為は絶対に真似をしないでください。約束だぞ。
My god, Choco, watch out! There's giant falling manhole covers! Ah!
田中直樹
Alright, Kagaku-kun, I'm playing this on my very rare and very expensive limited edition Gold Zelda Triforce DS console, so please do not do anything that would damage it. Ah.
テーマに挑戦する。
飛び出せ科学君地球大探検謎の深海生物に挑め
There's that absurdly long title. So here we have the main game. The main levels are Africa, Asia, Australia, North Pacific, South Pacific, North America, and South America. Start with Africa here. So you're on like a safari and you're trying to find animals. You're going to be capturing them with your net, of course. We are in a Jeep and there is no steering wheel to this Jeep, so I hope we don't crash. Oh, there's deer. Okay. This part of the game is a lot like Pokemon. You have to damage the animal before you catch them, and instead of using Pokeballs, you use a net. So you throw the net, and then he shakes once, he shakes twice, he shakes 3 times, and then he is captured. And then we celebrate. So we got 222 centimeter deer. That's about 12 feet tall. That's pretty good sized deer. And of course, Mr. Kagaku-kun rewards us for capturing a meal for the day for him. And after the main game, we have these mini games. This one is a Simon type game. It's supremely satisfying watching this skinless man just repeatedly get struck by lightning. I cannot help losing. It is so much more fun than winning. This is like the worst possible version of whatever Benjamin Franklin did. And after you lose, Mr. Kagaku-kun is totally burnt to a crisp. Okay, the next level we are in the North Pacific, and we will be in this submarine trying to catch some fish. It's very, very deep in a trench, so there's not much light down here. Use the stylus to search around. Oh, look, we got a fish. Alright, so just like the last one, you take these. I'm not really sure if you gotta twirl the stylus, but you damage. You can see his health bar there. Lower it, press the red button, throw a net. It is a net that totally encompasses him, goes all the way around him, yet he still escapes. Alright, maybe better luck next time, I guess. Searching around the floor of this ocean, looking for animals to catch. Oh, here's another one. It's the same damn fish! This time you're not going to get off so easy. I don't know what, apparently that was okay, so...
Soldier boy, tough.
Alright, and then after you catch an animal on that level, then you go to this really cool platforming. I was actually really surprised that there was a platforming level right in the middle of this game. Kind of like Mario or something. Apparently you have to destroy all the blocks. You get this little emblem. You just, like, get it. It says get. I'm terrible at platformers, so I am just killing myself all over these spikes. You know, Mr. Kagaku-kun, he is totally skinless. If I'm not mistaken, this is the North Pacific. It is saltwater. This has to be agonizing without any skin. But he feels no pain. He is Mr. Kagaku-kun. Get! Yeah, I'm actually quite satisfied with the difficulty of this one. I mean, I couldn't get past like the 3rd level. It's challenging. It made me want to play it more. It's not the greatest platformer ever, but I mean, it's just a small part of the game. Yeah, like I said, I'm just terrible. There you go. Kick those bricks. Kick those underwater bricks. Alright, so now we are in Asia. We're gonna go into these tall grasses, see if we can find any animals. It's similar to the African level. You're in your Jeep, basically on safari, looking for animals to capture. Once you capture the animals, they're in your database, and in the game you can go look at all the animals and find out their information. Oh, there's one. It's some freaking boar. This guy's drunk. Look at his gait. He has had too much to drink. I feel bad for him. Look at that. That's just, he is hammered. Okay, he can't even walk straight. Oh, what? Come on. Well, whatever. I didn't want him anyways. Who cares? Alright, so this is the South Pacific level. We are on a ship, and we are going to be fishing, and you got this cool radar on the bottom screen on your DS, and you can see where the fish are, and then you can stop and throw your line out, do some deep sea fishing. So yeah, let's throw our line out here. Oh, fish on! Alright, here we go. We're getting it. On the bottom screen, you have to use a stylus in a clockwise motion to reel them in. Pretty basic fishing game. It is the exact same fish we caught in the North Pacific. Wow, we swam all the way down here and we still caught him. What a coincidence. Alright, we got another minigame here. In this minigame, you have a small washing machine with 3 balloons, and you have to get it all the way up to outer space. It is with the rules of Mario Kart Battle. When all 3 balloons pop, you lose. You gotta watch out for these crows, watch out for these birds. You gotta updraft here. There's geese, there's like geese everywhere. Are these the untitled geese I've been hearing so much about? Gotta watch out for the clouds of lightning. What kind of clouds smaller than 3 balloons produce lightning? I don't know. Not cumulonimbus. I can tell you that right now. But yeah, you get further up into the atmosphere all the way to the asthenosphere. Oh, wow, surprised there's geese way up here. Avoid those space geese. Space geese are everywhere. I love this music. What is this? Zamfir? Like way too relaxing pan flute right now. Oh, Jesus. Watch out. Lightning. So then the last part of this level, you gotta watch out for these ice-steroids, I'm calling them, because they're ice falling from space. And once you get up across that finish line, you've made it to space, and you win the minigame. So that's Tobidase Kagaku-kun for Nintendo DS. Or at least, that's as much as I can play without knowing how to read Japanese. The thing that stands out to me the most about this game is how true it is to the original TV show. So many movie, TV show tie-in games, especially on handheld consoles like DS and Game Boy, have almost nothing to do with the original program they are based off of. Sometimes I even wonder if the developers of the game even watched the original program. So it's quite refreshing to see a game that really captures the overall concepts of the TV show so accurately. The whole point to the Kagaku-kun TV show is to teach about science in a fun, entertaining way, and in many ways, the DS game does exactly that. Much of the show is about finding wild animals in their natural habitat, and the gameplay reflects that. And the whole balloon and outer space minigame was taken directly from an experiment they did on the TV show. I gotta say, I really like the pacing of this game and the diversity of levels and minigames. I didn't feel like I was stuck on one level for too long of time, which kept the gameplay moving along. I was also very impressed with the 3D first-person graphics on a lot of these Safari levels. I know 3D rendered graphics were really limited on the DS, but these levels look really smooth and detailed. This game was released in 2011 at the tail end of the DS's lifetime, so the developers really knew how to get the most out of the hardware. That being said, the levels and minigames are pretty shallow, but you aren't forced to play them for more than a minute or two, so it's not really a painful experience. As much as I am impressed by the graphics and diversity of gameplay, at the end of the day, this is a TV show tie-in game, and an edutainment game at that. So yeah, it's a good game for an edutainment game that was based on a TV show. The game definitely couldn't stand alone by itself without the TV show. Take away the TV show, the 3D graphics, and the minigames, and this game is still a must-own for my collection. Why? Because of that blasted cover! I am obsessed with awkward video game covers, and the DS library has the most bad cover art per capita of any console I've ever seen. And I do not hesitate for 1 second to call this game the holy grail of bad DS covers. This cover is like a work of art. It's a conversation piece. Just take a look at it. It's magnifique. I'll have friends over to play video games, but sometimes it's just more fun to sit around riffing on bad covers of video games. Everyone has a different reaction or opinion about it. So here's a tip. Next time you're on a date with somebody you really like, and you get to that point in the night where you've run out of things to say, there's like an awkward lull, just whip out Tobidase Kagaku-kun, and I'm sure you guys will have something to talk about. And when you get married, just make sure you mention me in your wedding vows, okay? Well, I really hope you enjoyed this episode of DScapades. If you collect DS games or have any ideas for game reviews in the future, please comment. I'd love to hear from you. And also, please follow me on twitter.com/DScapades. I try to post every day about what DS games I'm playing or buying. I've met so many cool DS collectors on there the last few months, it's just been awesome, so thank you so much. Until then, I'll see you next time here on DScapades.